Hello, my dear students. Today we have reading lesson with a few comprehension questions. Let's start. Collins, Unit 6. We need your booklet, page 35-36, with your student book, page 72. Part 1. One day, Anansi asked Horse to go with him to cut the plantains. When they had finished cutting the plantains, they carried them out to a clearing and began to play a game, stick lick stick. After a while, Anansi said, "Prayer Horse, we are hungry now, but we don't have a fire to roast the plantains. Do you see that fire up there on the hill? Please gallop up there and get a lighted stick so we can make a fire and roast the plantains." Horse immediately flung up his tail and galloped off. As soon as the horse was gone, Anansi took out a tinder box and built a big fire. He roasted all the plantains and then he quickly ate all but four of them. Okay, answer the following questions according to the text. Where did Anansi and horse go? They went to cut plantains. Next one, what did they do when they finished? They carried the plantains out to a clearing and began to play a game. Number three, what did Anansi ask horse to do and why? He said, "Please gallop up there and get a lighted stick to make a fire and roast the plantain." I'm sorry. What did Anansi do when horse went away? He took out the tinder box and built a big fire. Then he roasted all the plantains and then he quickly ate all but four of them. Now, part two. Then horse came back. When horse came back, Anansi explained that a man had come by and helped him to make a fire. Anansi had roasted the plantains so that he could share them with horse. But then another man had come by, beaten Anansi and stolen all but the four leftover plantains. Prayer Horse said, "Never mind, you take two and I will take two." And Horse took his two quite happily. Prayer Goat had been hiding behind a bush, and he had seen what Anansi had done. So the next day he called on Anansi to go and cut plantains with him. Goat and Anansi went out, cut the plantains, and carried them to the clearing. Anansi then said, "Prayer Goat, we are hungry now, but we don't have a fire to roast the plantains. Do you see the fire up there on the hill? Please trot up there and get lighted." Okay, we have questions. What did Nancy tell Horse about the plantains when he came back? Nancy explained that the man had come by and helped him to make a fire. But then another man came by, beaten Nancy and stolen all but the four left over plantains. Who saw Nancy when he ate the plantains? Prayer Goat. Next one. Did Goat ask Nancy to go with him to cut plantains? Yes, he did. And the last one. Did Nancy tell Goat to get fire? Yes, he did. And for the last part, stick so we can make a fire and roast the plantains. Goat trotted up, but he ran quickly. But he ran around the clump of bushes and watched Nancy. And Nancy took out his tinderbox and made a fire. Once he had peeled all the plantains and put them on the fire to roast, Goat jumped out of the bush and grabbed a stick, peeled the stick, and set fire to the grass in a circle around the fire. "Put your hand in there and still the plantains, sir," he said to Anansi. Goat then jumped neatly, yes, over the ring of fire and began to gather up the nicely roasted plantains. Anansi begged and cried, for his share, but Goat took them all and ran off. And Nancy was left with absolutely nothing, which is none. Okay? Did Goat go? For these questions, I'm sorry. Did Goat go? No, he didn't. What did Goat do when he saw Nancy roasted the plantains? The answer, Goat jumped out of the bush and grabbed a stick. He lit the stick and set the fire to the grass in a circle around the fire and began to gather up the roasted plantains. Was Goat smart? Yes, he was. Was Nancy left with anything? No, he wasn't. Now, let's move to our booklets. Okay, my dear students. Booklet page 30, 20, 25, and I think it's 25, 26, I think that. Just quickly check. No, 35. 35, yes. Sorry. 35, 36. Okay, let's start. That's better. Let's start. Choose the correct answers. Okay, we have, I think, 8 or 9 questions. It's multiple choice. You must choose the correct answer according to the story. Okay, there is or are characters in this story. A1, B2, 3, C3. Which one? There are 3 characters. Thank you. I will underline, okay? You must do circle. Okay, next one. Nancy and horse collected what? Excellent. We have 3 options. A, bananas, B, plantains, C, apples. So we have plantains. Thank you very much. Great. Next. Nancy and horse before horse went up the hill. A, ate the plantains. B, played the game. C, made fire. Which one? Yes, they played the game. Thank you. Option B. Next one. When horse went away, Nancy took out what? A, fire on a stake. B, 4 plantains. C, it's in the box. What? Yes, he took out it's in the box. Thank you. Next one. Number 5. Horse announces a story. Okay. I'm sorry. Horse. A, believed. B, didn't believe. C, didn't agree to. Announces story, which is about that 2 men came, something like that, blah, blah, blah. So, yes, horse believed. Yeah. Option A. Number 6. Nancy said, men came and beat him. To A, 2, B, 3, C, 4, 2 men came and beat him. Yes, option A. Goat knew what Nancy was. A, honest. B, playful. C, cheater. Yes, cheater. Thank you. Option C. Next one, boys. Goat lit the stick and what? Number 8. A, gave it to Nancy. B, set fire to the grass. C, ran away. Which one? Yes, B, set fire. Thank you. Option B. Next one. After Goat jumped into the circle, Nancy his share. A, begged for. B, give up on. C, ate. Which option? Begged up. Yes, he begged for. I'm sorry. Yes, option A. And the last one, at the end of the story, Goat A took all the plantains and ran off. B called horse and gave him 2 plantains. C gave Anansi some plantains. Which one? Yes, option A took all the plantains and ran off. Option A. That's great. Now the last exercise, rearrange the following events. Okay, take it as a homework. I think we have 2 groups. Okay, each group has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sentences. Okay, and we have 6 events. You must to rearrange the following events. Thank you. See you next time. Oh.